Good morning. Sources of data. Data can be defined as the quantitative or qualitative values of variables. Data is plural of datum, and which literally means to give or something given. Data is thought to be the lowest unit of information from which other measurements and analysis can be done. Data can be numbers, image, words, figures, facts, or ideas. Data in itself cannot be understood, and to get information from the data, one must interpret it into meaningful information. There are various methods of interpreting data. Data sources are broadly classified into primary and secondary data. Primary data means original data that has been collected specially for the purpose in mind. It means someone collected the data from the original source first and data collected. This means this way is collected primary data. Primary data has not been published yet and is more reliable, authentic, and objective. Primary data has not been changed or altered by human beings. Therefore, its validity is greater than secondary data. Specific to the researcher's needs, and researchers have interpretation with the subject of research. Primary data are its authenticity and specific nature. It's very reliable. Survey, questionnaire, interview, observations. These are the primary data. Survey is a most commonly used method in science, management, marketing, and psychology to some extent. Questionnaire is the most commonly used method in survey. Questionnaires are a list of questions, either in open-ended or closed-ended, for which the respondents give answers. Questionnaire can be conducted by telephone, mail, live in a public area, or in an institute through the electronic mail or through fax and other methods. Interview is the face-to-face in conversation with the respondents. It is slow, expensive, and they take people away from their regular jobs, but they allow in-depth questioning and follow up questions. Observation can be done while letting the observed being persons know that he is being observed, or without letting him know. Observations can also be made in natural settings as well as in artificially created environment. Advantage of primary data interpretation is better targeted issues are addressed, efficient spending of information, data decency of data, and address specific resource issues, greater control, proprietary issue. Also, disadvantage of primary data: high cost, time consuming, inaccurate feedbacks, more number of resources required. Secondary data is the data that has been already collected by and reliably available from other sources. When we use statistical method with primary data from another purpose for our purpose, we refer to it secondary data. It means that one purpose primary data is another purpose secondary data. So that secondary data is data that is being reused. Such data are more quickly obtainable than the primary data. This secondary data may be obtained from many sources, including the literature, industry, surveys, computations from the computerized database and information systems, and computerized or mathematical models or environmental process. May or may not be specific to the researcher's need. Researchers do not have any interaction with the subject of research. It is very cheap and not time consuming. Secondary data may be outdated and irrelevant. For example, published printed sources. There are varieties of published printed sources. Thereby, on the many factors. For example, on writers, publishing company, and the time when the publisher and the source preferred. The old source should be avoided as the new technology and resource being and facts to lie. Books are available today on any topics that you want to resource. The use of books start before even you have selected the topics. After selection of the topics, books provide insight on how much work has already been done on the some same topics. And you can prepare your literature review. Books are secondary source, but most of authentic one is the secondary sources. Journals and periodicals are becoming the more important as far as the data collection is concerned. The reason is that the journal provide up-to-date information, which at time the books cannot be secondary. Secondly, journals can give the information on the very specific topics and which you are researching rather talking about more general topics. And another secondary sources is the magazines and newspapers. Public electronic sources also secondary sources. As internet becoming the more advanced, fast and stable in the masses, it has been the most information available in printed from is available on internet. The past that credibly internet has questionable, but today it is not. The reason is that the past journals and books were seldom published on internet, but today almost every journal and books available online. Same hard free and others you have to pay the price. E-journals are more commonly available than printed. Lattice journals are difficult to retrieve without subscription, but if your university has an e-library, you can view any journals, print it, and those that are not available, you can make other for them. Generally, the website do not contain very reliable information, so their content should be checked for reliability before the questioning from the them. Weblogs are also becoming the common. They are actually diaries written by different people. So these diaries are reliable to use the personal written diaries. Advantage of secondary data inexpensive, easily accessible, immediately available, will provide essential background and help to clarify or refine resource problems essentially for literature review. Secondary data sources will provide resource method alternatives will also alert the researchers to any potential difficulties. Okay, thanks for watching and thank you for your patience. That's it now. Bye bye. See you again.